Okay, guys, I'm here for another SummerSlam review. The 6th review, the 7th review in the SummerSlam Review Series. And the one that's right in the middle of the dark days of the new, that's right in the middle of the New Generation era. Which was a very bad time for the WWE, but 95 especially. This is after 93, but before 95 in terms of SummerSlam. Is it any good? Well, it's actually better than 93, because at least it's remembered for something, whereas SummerSlam 93 isn't remembered for anything. So, but we'll get to that. SummerSlam 1994 took place on August the 29th, 1994, from the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. This was the very first event ever held in the United Center in Chicago. There are 7 matches on this card, so we have a 35 maximum star rating. Our opening contest is the Head Shrinkers versus I.R.S. and Bam Bam Bigelow, which was originally scheduled as a tag team championship match, but the night before this, Diesel and Shawn Michaels beat the Head Shrinkers to become the WWE Tag Team Champions, which WWE actually mentioned on this show, so they at least bothered to mention it. They probably wouldn't even mention something like that now, especially since WWE's thing about things now is if it's not on TV, it doesn't exist. Kind of thing. That's why there's no touting the house shows anymore. So this was a rarity when that happened. 1.5 star tag match. I mean, not a horrible tag match, but not a good tag match. It's below average. The Head Shrinkers get DQ when Alpha comes in and beats up Bam Bam, who had hit Captain Lou Albano. That's really all that this match had. So then we get the WWE Women's Championship match. Yes, this was a thing in 1994 through 1995. It's Alundra Blayze, the newest diva in the WWE Hall of Fame, versus Bull Nakano. And what is actually a good match. In fact, it's a match that if we had it today, would probably be rated much higher. But just because we're so conditioned to what the divas are today, that watching a woman's match from 94 when they were actually, you know, allowed to wrestle and not just basically be an eye candy thing, is kind of refreshing in a way. 2.5 stars. I will say this does kind of work almost like a squash match, but not a lot. Bull Nakano does overpower Alundra Blayze, but Alundra Blayze wins when Bull Nakano misses her guillotine leg off from the top and gets hit with a German suplex. Now, right before Survivor Series in the Tokyo Leg Dome, Bull Nakano actually did win the WWE Women's Championship from Alundra Blayze, who then won it back in early 95, I believe, or late 94. So this is Bull Nakano's only pay-per-view appearance in the WWE. She made one in WCW too, if I'm not mistaken, and that was World War III 95, which I should probably review for a retro review one of these days. Because I have a couple months of retro reviews coming up, September and November. But we'll see. 2.5 stars. So then we get the WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Diesel versus Ramon. Very good match. Better than the IC title match from last SummerSlam. 3.5 stars. In fact, it's only eclipsed by 1 match on here. Yeah, this is a very good match. Diesel has Shawn Michaels with him, and Ramon has Walter Payton, the great Chicago Bear running back, with him. Now, I've never lived in Chicago, so, you know, I don't... seeing people from the Bears isn't a massive thing that makes me see anything, because I'm not from Chicago, I don't live in Chicago, I've been to Chicago area, but I've never lived there, so it's just another celebrity type of deal that has at least a hometown appeal to it. Finish comes when Diesel's holding Razor so Shawn can super kick him, but Razor moves out of the way and Shawn super kicks Diesel, which allows Razor to get the pin. Nearly a minute after the thing hit. So yeah. Nearly a minute after the thing hit, which logically Diesel should have been recovered from by then. But yeah, 3.5 stars. Razor and Diesel, they had very good matches. Like I said, if the Clicks wrestling each other, you're going to get a good match out of them because all of them are going to try to make each other look good. I will say that for the click. Oh, so then the show kind of nosedives for a couple matches. As it's Lex Luger versus Tatanka. The story of did Lex Luger sell out to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase? That was the story behind this entire match. Tatanka and 54% of the WWE audience thought that Luger did. Kinda surprising. And that's why this match is happening, honestly. That's why this match is happening. It's not a horrible match. It's 1 star. DiBiase eventually makes his way down, distracts Luger. Tatanka rolls up. Luger gets the win. And then Luger kicks the bag of money away from DiBiase, and then Tatanka basically turns on Luger and turns heel. And thus, the downfall of Tatanka happened. Because Tatanka was a character that I always thought worked better as a face. They should have been what 54% of the audience thought, and that was Luger turning heel and joining the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Because as I said in 1993 SummerSlam Review, Lex Luger works better as a heel. Some of his best stuff in WCW is as a heel and not a face. Now, granted, that's in his early WCW days, but it's still some of his better stuff is with him as a heel. So Luger's one of those guys that I don't think deserves the rap that he gets in terms of ring work. He wasn't horrible, and given the right person, he could have a good match with as a heel. As a face, it's entirely different. So, and Tatanka never should have been turned heel. And he should have won the Intercontinental title back at WrestleMania 9 when he was massively over and in the middle of an undefeated streak. So, I just think this angle of him and DiBiase ruined Tatanka. 1 star. So then we get Mabel versus Jeff Jarrett. The guy from Memphis who, because his daddy was a promoter, thought he should be world champion. Because, yes, that's the primary reason that he left the WWE twice. Is because, from what I know, he was unsatisfied that the WWE was not giving him what he thought he deserved, which is world title matches, even though Jeff Jarrett never drew. This is a half-a-star match, and Jarrett wins on a fluke, by the way. He tries the sunset flip, Mabel drops down, Jarrett moves, and then Mabel pins him. So yeah, he won this match on a fluke. So, Jarrett's best match he ever had at the WWE was Royal Rumble 95 of Razor Ramon, in my opinion. So, half a star. So then this match goes up with the majority of what this star rating is, because the next match is single-handedly the greatest steel cage match that the WWE has ever produced. You're not going to find a better steel cage match than this. It helps that it also features the 2 guys who were in the feud of 1994 and then went out and had the match of 1994. At least from the WWE eyes. And probably in general wrestling eyes, because from what I've seen from WWE 94, there weren't a lot of matches of this caliber there. And that's the steel cage match for the WWE Championship, Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, the Cain and Abel storyline, and the single greatest brother versus brother rivalry ever created in pro wrestling. It was done right. Sibling rivalries, if done right, will always work, because there is a modicum of jealousy probably in siblings, especially when one is more successful than the other like this. And Bret and Owen made this feud work. And you have Jim Neidhart out there antagonizing the rest of the Hart family. This is a great match. It's a 5-star match. This is that match that this show is remembered for. The other thing it's remembered for is a very stupid angle. But this is the match that it's remembered for. In fact, this is the match that I recommend. Watch the Intercontinental title match and watch this match. And since on WWE Network you can skip the remainder of the matches and just watch these 2. But these 2, those 2, especially this one, make this pay-per-view. This is a 5-star match. One of the rarities that this company would ever give me now. This is a 5-star match. Finish comes when Bret and Owen are both on the side of the cage. They're fighting. Bret hits Owen. He gets his legs tangled in the cage, and then Bret drops to the floor. Jim Neidhart then clotheslines Davey Boy Smith, which sends both Davey and Diana over the guardrail, and then Owen and Neidhart beat up on Bret Hart for they padlock the cage and all that. So yeah, my only complaint is, there's no complaint of the match. My only complaint about this feud is this. I think Owen Hart should have won the title here, but him not doing it doesn't bring the match down to me, just because he should have won the title here or the next week on Raw and then dropped it to Bret at Survivor Series so they could have a blow-off, since this was essentially 1-1 and they never had that rubber match against each other. So that's my only real complaint. But a 5-star match nonetheless, a SummerSlam classic, one of the top 10 matches in SummerSlam history. The next match, however, is probably one of the dumbest SummerSlam matches in history, as it's The Undertaker versus The Undertaker. Yes, for those of you who remember this, in 2006, Kane fought a fake Kane that was dressed like Kane used to be dressed when Kane first came into the WWE in 1997. Well, they did this before. So basically, the WWE was copying what they did with The Undertaker in this pay-per-view with Kane back at Vengeance 2006. So officially, Kane and The Undertaker are the only two WWE superstars who have wrestled themselves in a match. Maybe this angle is where all those clones in the recent WWE games have came from. Some backstory here. Undertaker disappeared following his loss to Yokozuna at Royal Rumble 94 in that casket match. And then DiBiase showed up with someone he claimed was The Undertaker, but Paul Bearer didn't buy it. Eventually, Paul Bearer said he would produce the real Undertaker. We have this match. And there's also some skits of Leslie Nielsen and George Kennedy of Naked Gun fame trying to figure out where is The Undertaker, or something like that. And trust me, they don't even save this show. This is a bad match. It's half a star. The crowd is dead because, one, I think they're confused, because it's one of those things where, well, we know The Undertaker is going to win, so it takes suspense out, because The Undertaker is guaranteed to win this match regardless. In case you're wondering who this fake Ted DiBiase The Undertaker was, it was Brian Lee, who I believe went on to become Chains of DOA, if I am not mistaken. Yeah. Half a star. The Paul Bearer Undertaker wins with 3 Tombstone Power-Drivers. This is just a match that's confusing. So, the total star rating out of 35 is 14.5, which makes it only 3 stars away from actually being a C. So, due to that, this is a C- show. So, due to that, it's a C- show. Much better than 94, which was a D show. 93, which is a D show. This is a C show. This is a C- show. The next SummerSlam is 1995. Is it the worst of the New Generation era? Well, that'll be decided. For right now, that'll be uploaded tomorrow. If you like, this will be in the Survivor Series Review Series playlist. If you like the video, like button is down there. Subscribe button is down there. And thank you for watching. Bye.